Random rare cards basically always a no. On the silent, a lot of dead rare cards that you just don't ever want to see. There's a couple in particular that actually help at this point in the game. The number one being probably Glass Knife. If you can get a Glass Knife from something like this, upgrade it. It basically gets you all the way through Act 1, up until the boss. After that, I find that Glass Knife tends to fall off. You're not usually scaling at all, and it's kind of useless. Max HP is kind of a desperation thing if everything else is truly terrible. You'll find that on the silent, you're hopefully not blocking with your HP or using your HP as a resource in the same way that you will on the Ironclad, who loves to have more max HP, because that class can sometimes struggle to find block. So on the silent, we're hoping for things like Footwork and Wraith Form, which cause us to scale up our block, and then we don't need our HP as a resource because we're not really using it to that effect. So max HP, not the most interesting start at all on the silent. Don't really recommend it if you can avoid it. Rare colorless card is probably just it's kind of boring. I don't know. I don't really like it. It's too random for me. There's so many rare colorless cards. We could, yes, just pick up Apotheosis from here. We could pick up a Hand of Greed from here. So maybe we'll try this and just kind of see how it goes. But if this was, I don't know, I'd probably just do a boss relic swap here in most circumstances and just go for kind of a fun run. But if we can pull, I don't know, if we can pull Apotheosis or Hand of Greed, maybe it's worth this. So there you go. I've made my case for all of those relics, or all the choices. That all said, I almost decided to go with this, but I'm going to do a boss relic swap because I love boss relic swaps on the silent. It's one of my favorite classes to do it on, if not my favorite. Hope it's not Busted Crown. It's a good hope. Ooh. Ectoplasm. Okay. This relic does not spark joy. Ectoplasm. Gain energy at the start of your turn. You can no longer gain gold. So what does this mean for the silent in particular? What this means is that we're going to have to find another way to remove our strikes. Removing strikes on the silent is incredibly important. They always get in the way to what you're doing. The silent effectively has no way to scale strengths at all, or strikes at all. Even with Strike Demiguria, whatever you want to throw in there, strikes are actively bad for the silent and for the defect as well. They're kind of on a similar tier, but the silent wants all of the strikes gone. So this causes us to look for events that allow us to transform. If we can, Astrolabe becomes a really good pick for us. Birdcage, empty cage becomes a really good pick for us. And we have one shop kind of late in the act here. We could go for an early shop since we're not going to get any gold. The fact that it's late in the act doesn't actually matter. It's along a pretty good path, though. We'll start somewhere along here, take 3 easy fights into our first campfire, and then elite. And then we have up to 2 more campfires if we want some upgrades, or a shop for removal, and then another elite back here. Ouch. But receiving half the gold instead, make it a playable relic. Yeah. I think maybe what they should do instead is make it so you no longer receive gold at the end of combat screens or something like that, so you can still gain it from events or whatever. You should probably do this here. Yeah, there's an off chance that we run into a thief somewhere before this shop, and then we get this extra upgrade here. So we'll pay to remove our strike now. There's lots of ways that you could tweak Ectoplasm to make it playable and takeable. Oh, bad order there. I was supposed to strike before neutralize. I actually played that turn wrong, too. Never mind. I'm thinking too much about this ectoplasm, maybe. Infinite memes, terror. So terror passes, allows us to pass through Gremlin Knob and Lagavulin pretty easily. But back to the point about ectoplasm, yeah, I think if you were to make it so you could no longer receive gold at the end of combat screens, that could be one way to make it better. It still has to be pretty punishing, but, you know, not receiving any gold for the rest of the run, no shops at all, reducing your removal chances on curses, also making a lot of other relics, just dead relics. So you can, any number of them, Smiling Mask, Courier, Mawbank, Golden Idol. I mean, there's so many that just become complete garbage. Maybe if those didn't show up in the pool anymore, that would make it better. But, oh, congrats on the A19 Watcher. Welcome to 20. Got him. No. Very, very funny. I think this elite ends up being kind of painful. We could choose to upgrade Dagger Throw to pair with Terror. We might just want to do the Neutralize upgrade. Neutralize is great for Gremlin Knob, Lagavulin, and the Hexaghost fight that we're going into. Also great against Guardian. And the fact that we found Terror maybe makes it so we don't have to upgrade one of these. Take a slightly more defensive option. Wow. Whew. Man. Okay. We have this regen potion, but this fight isn't going to go on for 5 more turns. If it does, we just die. So we'll choose to take the hit here and use it on a future fight. Yikes. Pick up a Gambler's Brew and a Spooky Ghost form really early on. So we always want the Spooky Ghost form, but it tends to be a bit of a curse. This could be a really rare 1,000 cuts take for me, or we just take Dagger Spray and move on with our lives. I think it's just Dagger Spray, right? We could also just take Spooky Ghost form, knowing that it's a curse for a while, and get it upgraded. Helps us out for the rest of the run. I mean, we always want it going into the second act in all of those elites. The fact that we don't have any AoE, though, going into a hard pool fight could mean that we're punished if we take Spooky Ghost form and it's the Slime Gang or whatever. Gremlin Pack. Absolutely. Oh my. Okay. Well, now we have a run. So we've got Kunai, which actually means that taking Wraith form was wrong. So Kunai is some deck scaling for us, making Wraith form. I mean, Wraith form's still good going into the second act, and sometimes into the third, I guess, for some of those elite fights. But just having deck scaling from Kunai allows us to pick up something like Cloak and Dagger and scale all of the boss fights from here on out. Took like 2 upgrades here. We'll take Sapphire Key over Darkstone Periapt. We have Ectoplasm, so we can't really ever remove these curses reliably, meaning we're probably just never taking any. Oop. Sapphire Key for sure. You can imagine if we had Dagger Spray there. Like, I think I'd rather just have Dagger Spray. So far. Not saying that'll be the case for, like, the remainder of the run, most likely, but... Oh, baby. Oh, man, these options are crazy. So we can either take Blade Dance or Leg Sweep. We really want both. I mean, I would prefer my Kunai stacking to come from Cloak and Dagger, not Blade Dance. But Leg Sweep plus Kunai, if we can find some way to reliably stack Kunai, this is... I think it's too good. Just click fast enough and you can get both. I've heard tale of this. So at this point, what we're looking for, ideally from the boss, we get, in a perfect world, we get like a runic pyramid. With 4 energy runic pyramid with a wraith form already here, we're in a great spot, and 2 forms of weakness as well. So we could hang on to something like neutralize and like purposely not play it so we could stack Kunai an extra bit. I like that idea a lot. Do not like these really at all. It's kind of already too late for finisher. The question is really if we kill Hexaghost ever. I think this deck is struggling to kill Hexaghost. We'll rely on this liquid bronze, I think, to do a fair amount of the damage. Did I read the Reddit piece about the elusive mechanic idea for the silent shivs? I think somebody was in my chat talking about it one time. Remind me what it is. I don't remember. It was good, though. I remember being on board with the elusive mechanic. It was way better than them just flat out exhausting. I don't remember what it is. I'm going to upgrade Wraithform for this fight, not because I think Wraithform is the best upgrade for this fight, as strange as that sounds, but mostly because this is our Gambler's Brew. Yeah, we'll wait till next turn. We'll want it for the second act, and I think we get through this fight. Pretty sure. Oh, evading enemy blocks and debuffs. Okay. Good job, Kunai. Need that Predator to come around so we can get a nice big bulky turn with lots of draw. Ah. Man, this is rough. So we're gonna have to survive Inferno, I think. Yikes. We got 2 Dexterity and a Gambler's Brew to get us through, though. And if we want to, we can play Wraithform here. We cannot play Hexaghost here. 12, 21, 30, 7, 3. So if we were to draw Dagger Throw next turn, we have the kill. Or we Wraithform. Might mean using our Gambler's Brew. I'm gonna roll the dice. Pretty sure we've got it here. Of course we've got it. Of course! Yeah, I was kind of talking about that earlier in whose stream was that? I was in a lot of streams earlier, let me tell you. It was like that last couple hours of Friday work, and I was trying so hard to ignore my Outlook. I succeeded. It was vegetable bread. I was in vegetable bread stream, and we were talking about that a little bit. And you know, it's always a question of whether you would choose to nerf the Watcher or revisit some of the other classes. And kind of like Balloon Brigade was alluding to, is like Watcher was made and designed in the time period where Ascension 20 exists. So you have a bunch of archetypes within the Watcher's kit, which actually function and work outside of the Ascension 15 environment. So in early access, when just the Ironclad and Silent were in the game, it was just up to Ascension 15. That was where the game ended. There was no Act 4, there was no Heart Fight, it was just up to Ascension 15. So no double bosses or anything. And if you were to play on Ascension 15 routinely, you can start to make some of these quirkier decks start to work. You don't just end up shooting for like Runic Pyramid, Well-Laid Plans, Burst, Catalyst things with just Wraithform to win. You can start to think about the discard archetype, you can start to think about the Shiv archetype, again hoping you don't pull Time Eater, but that's a 1 in 3 versus a 1 in 3 and then a 1 in 2 right after that. Odds are not in your favor that you will Matrix dodge the Time Eater fight. Skip all that stuff. Boop. Easiest pick ever. Kunai, Runic Pyramid, and an upgraded Wraith form. It's all coming up, Millhouse. This is the chosen one. We need a few more things to really make this work. Our boss is the Bronze Hyperbeam Man Automaton. Also known as 2/3, you would be incorrect. That is not 2/3 odds. That is a 1 in 3 and then a 1 in 2. Those are two separate odds. Not 2 out of 3. One out of 3 plus 2 out of 3 divided by 2? What? There is literally only one that you don't face, but the odds are not that you just don't face one. It's like if you had 3 cards in your draw pile and you were to play 2 dagger throws. Your first odds of drawing a card is 1 out of 3. And if you don't get it, your odds after that are 1 out of 2. So it's a 50-50 shot on the second one. It's a 1/3 shot on the first one. Sure. Whatever. All right, we'll try to take some extra events in here to try to get some transforms. We're looking for the event that can give you mutagenic strength, in particular, to transform 2 strikes. We snap picked the Runic Pyramid because it's Runic Pyramid, and we don't have a well-laid plans. But at the same time, there was no Astrolabe or Birdcage offered. So I want to take a bunch of events here. This elite is kind of spooky right now. We don't have any forms of AoE damage, even in like a simple Noxious Fumes. We didn't pick up that Dagger Spray. We picked up a Wraith form instead. So if we run into Tri-Slavers, we're in the sad place. We'll hang on to Explosive Potion, most likely for that fight. But we'll start somewhere down here. Yo, there we go. More reliable kunai procs is exactly the kind of thing we're looking for. Boop. Swift Potion is interesting. Maybe with Kunai, Backflip is worth taking here. We don't have any reason to do Acrobatics. The 1 extra card draw is nice for Sundial, I guess. But I think I like the Backflip more right now. The fact that we get to discard a card is really nice. So with Runic Pyramid, one of the issues can be let's say on the Tri-Slavers, if we're getting a bunch of wounds into our discard pile, and then if we end up shuffling our deck around, those wounds don't go away. And the Silent doesn't have a good way of removing those unless you pick up something like a Concentrate, which is a good way to get rid of them. Acrobatics, I guess, is another way to do that. So I was talking about, like, wanting to remove strikes and struggling to do that. Or we could just upgrade them with a terror in here. And maybe that's how we kill, like, a Book of Stabbing. Helps a lot against the Gremlin Leader. I still want to remove them. But getting these defense upgraded is so huge. We'll go ahead and do this. Oh. I mean, do we need this event? We'd like this event. So Apparition's Runic Pyramid is a winning combination on its own. They do require upgrades, so we would have to find 3 campfires, which we can do. The deck is still severely, severely lacking damage, though. It's basically just terror at this point. And some strikes. I guess we do it. I should have played backflip there. In 30. Only at -3 decks now. We're making some good progress. Nice. Pick up a red mask. The start of each combat, apply 1 week to all enemies. Bane is okay. It's really not what we want. We only have 1 form of poison right now. We don't have any strength scaling or anything like that to actually make it work. I'm gonna pass. I don't want it. No. Okay, 1 avocado. Hey, Kabak! You are back as well. Yeah, it was a crazy week for me, but I was back doing some streaming last weekend and throughout the week last week too. So I've been around, just not as consistently as I would prefer. But that is life sometimes. Oop. Yes. Okay. So this is a problem. We have to throw terror on the gremlin leader. Whoa, goodness. Oh yeah. Thanks, man. For the 69 bits. Nice. Okay. Tempted to do the blade dance there, but I figured we're not really making any progress with it, so I chose not to. One more apparition coming around. And now to stack the kunai. Yikes. This hand. I wonder if we ever block this. I think we get pretty close with 3 dexterity and leg sweep in hand. We've got 14, 23, excuse me, 14, 25, 36. Yeah, I think I'm going to do that. Vajra. Start each combat with 1 strength. I guess that's fine. Corpse Explosion helps a lot. Go ahead and take that. And then we start our upgrade process on these apparitions. Ah. Yeah. I think we end up using maybe both of these potions. I'd like to save the Cunning Potion for when we get Corpse Explosion, and we can try to just pop the back Slaver. If we have to use both, that's fine. This fight's spooky. And we're being made we're being entangled. Spooky. What if that means that we do the Cunning Potion now? I bet it does. So if we get Corpse Explosion on the next turn, close to killing him. I don't think we get there. Really? I think we've got it right. So we Predator this guy, neutralize this guy. Got him. Lizard Tail. Alright, Lizard Tail. When you would die, heal to 50% of your max HP instead. Works once. Upgraded dodge and roll with a kunai is pretty fantastic. Piercing Whales also just kind of a necessity going forward for whatever multi-attack fights we run into, namely the heart. But there are more. Love dodge and roll with kunai. Need some more offensive options though. I might want to put terror on this guy, not the weakness. Yeah, I think I like this more. Okay. So this guy takes 44. You are on 36. We've got 10. Got close to enough. It's not quite there, right? Yeah, we're off by a small amount. So we'll do something like this instead. Go for it next turn. What does the ethereal property do? Yeah, you guys got it. Yeah, this ain't it, Chief. We have really not found the cards that we need. Bronze Automaton is going to be very interesting. Thwack? Okay, Thwack could help. Could also really not help. These are the options. I'd like to make progress on one of them with Predator, again, in case of Corpse Explosion. It does mean taking 6 here, which I really don't like. I'm just going to wait for, like, an Apparition's turn. Yeah. Shiv, Dead Branch, seems OP. Would have to disagree. Especially with a Runic Pyramid, you end up with a bunch of junk in your hand that you just can't use. Honestly, if like Dead Branch is almost a skippable relic for me on the Silent, I'll skip it a fair amount of the time anyway. Okay, I think we've got it here. 23. Yeah. Nice. Well done, weakling. Something, something golden confetti. To victory! I think that's it. Oh, did I forget to play defend? That's stupid. Yeah, I was supposed to defend this turn. Let's see, this puts you at 23. These do 15 each, yeah. Yeah. Pick up a gambling chip. Matryoshka 100. Oh. And it's our dodge and roll again. Probably not. Ritual Dagger or pass, I guess, is all that we have here. I think we pass. Yeah, we could stack Ritual Dagger a little bit, but again, like, it's the same kind of argument as Glass Knife. It's a big, bulky attack, and even if we stack it a fair amount through Act 3, which is our only time to do it, we're not winning from Ritual Dagger. If this was maybe earlier on, I'd think about it more. It's fine, but not how we're winning this run. Yay, they didn't even notice. They didn't even know, guys. We do Blade Dance here. And Hope, honestly. We don't have any powers, right? We have Wraith Form. They can take Wraith Form. That probably doesn't matter. Getting Corpse Explosion was probably the most important part of this fight, so we can actually deal with the orbs. And then we're doing Kunai stacking with Apparitions to allow Kunai to stack with Blade Dance Plus to get us through like a Hyper Beam turn, maybe. This does make for a really, really uneventful turn 1, though, if we don't ditch this other defend. Maybe we'll do that. That is fine. Poison Stab was not fine, but we'll deal with it. kind of a question of if we use one of our apparitions here. I think we have the kill on this orb next turn, so we should be fine. The other nice thing about playing one of our apparitions is it gets it out of our hand, so we don't have to hang on to it forever. We do have Wraith Form somewhere in here, but kind of care less about that. Okay, got a bunch of attacks coming around. Should be able to get another kunai proc or two. Or two it is. We're at +6 dex already with no footworks anywhere to be found. Feeling pretty good about it. Got him. After image. Do we need it is the real question. It's nice to have. It's nice to have. I like an after image quite a lot. Helps deal with Beat of Death. So if we play Apparition, then we take nothing from Beat of Death, which is really nice. Storm of Steel? Why? Why would you guys say this? Because it says discard on it? So that's a reason. I take the after image. It's 3 decks on a full hand. It does do that. All right, Calling Bell, Busted Crown, and a Velvet Choker. The discard aspect is really nice. So I don't really want my discard mechanic to be coming from Storm of Steel, but we are looking for a way to discard. Real talk, am I going to skip this boss relic? It's really tempting to skip this boss relic, isn't it? I'm pretty close. So Velvet Choker's a no, because we're doing kunai stacking basically with Blade Dance and stuff. Busted Crown is probably a no. We're already on 4 energy, which is nice. It would be better to be on 5, because we have things like Backflip, and we could just play more cards with After Image or whatever, get more kunai stacks. That's great. But we haven't found our win condition, and we also can't find it from shops, which is probably the most important thing. So we can no longer... Well, we're already struggling with these 4 strikes, but if we take Busted Crown, this is the deck. This is what we've got. Maybe we find another card or two to throw in here, but we are not at our win condition yet. We're close-ish, kind of. Bit more poison, and we might have it. Probably. Calling Bell, 3 random relics is fine. Well, it's an uncommon relic. It's a common relic, an uncommon relic, and a rare relic that we get from Calling Bell. But we get a curse, and we do have Survivor and Dagger Throw to get rid of it, but it's kind of a struggle to deal with it right now. Why not Bell? I think we'll end up going with calling Bell just, I don't know, just because. We'll take some relics. I think we're not relic light right now, but more relics is good. And we've already picked up 2 rare relics, and we're for sure not getting Lizard Tail, so maybe that's something. But the fact that we have to draw Calling Bell is kind of a... I don't know. It's going to sit around in our hand for a while, most likely. Another freaking Kickstarter update. I'll do Calling Bell, I guess. Ding dong, crack the dawn. It is a calling bell. All right. Well, our Flaming Elite is right here, which we have to get. So we'll go there. We'll dodge this shop, and I don't know. We'll see how it goes. But honestly, picking up a war paint is fine. Picking up an ornamental fan, also fine, I guess. I don't know. It's not super high impact for me. Maybe Ornamental Fan allows us to do Apparition and 3 attacks for a Kunai stack without having to play a Defend. Could be a thing. This is 18, 25. We block for 22. So if you happen to not know, the middle Darkling never does a multi-attack. It's only the outside ones. So if you're looking to kind of randomly throw out a weakness or a malaise or a disarm, usually not a good idea to throw it on the middle one since it never does the multi-attacks. So the reason why I went for the middle one for damage, it has the highest HP and we're winning this fight through Corpse Explosion, so... Ouch. Did I play Defend there? Might have messed that up already. Dude, why? What is this Bane? This is like the third or fourth Bane we've been offered. Dude, I don't want it. I don't want it. I just want you. That's my best Jon Snow impersonation. It's pretty good. Sure. I never have. I just want you. Oh, I kind of want that though. A queen. I'm not saying I could have done a better job. I'm not saying it. No, not an actor. This fight's just gonna be painful. Gonna be here forever. We gotta kill this guy mostly through... I guess we've got intangibility, so we can throw down some attacks on this guy. Still nice that we don't have any relics to set up. There's no ink bottle here. There's no pen nib. You get real lazy about it. Dash is okay. Helps us proc Kunai and Ornamental Fan. It feels late to be taking a dash, but starting to feel... There's Sundial? Oh. No, that one doesn't count. That one doesn't count. There's no relics for us to pay attention to. All right, we'll go back. Trade away a third-ish of our HP for 3 colorless cards. I'll just do the 1. There's a lot of good things that we would want from here, though. Dark Shackles is for sure one of them. We're going against the Bird with Arms, by the way. We'll just do 1. Do we want Good Instincts? Because the question is, would you take a Deflect here? I like Deflect a lot with Runic Pyramid and Dex scaling, but this is not what we need. Like, we don't need more defensive options here. We need offensive options. We'll skip all that stuff. Bye. Give me a block card, please. Thank you. End of Greed? No, I uncovered the thing. We can see the ectoplasm. Gasp. It was there the whole time. I mean, I think we're always just fine against the baseball, right? Pretty sure. No. Again, offered acrobatics. I'm still gonna pass on it. It is discard for us, which is nice. But no. We need offensive options. Please. Lose Explosive Potion for a relic. We are not losing Apparition Plus. Requires at least 50 gold. Will you please take 24? But honestly, Explosive Potion helps us a lot against Reptomancer. I think I'd rather have a relic, though. Yeah. Kind of. Yeah, no, that's not bad, actually. Turns out, Explosive Potion would have been nice. So what we need to have happen is what we have to have happen is the poison has to kill whatever dagger we throw Corpse Explosion on. We can't really kill it with physical damage. That means we're incentivized not to put Terror on it, but we also have to get through the Metallicized next turn. And Dagger Throw hardly does that. So Corpse Explosion is going to do 11 damage over 2 turns. So with this one, it's going to be 22 damage, meaning we don't quite have it. 22, this is going to be 24. We're 1 damage off. We'd have to draw one single source of attack damage next turn. Or we kind of waste this poison potion, which might just have to be the thing we do. Let's see. We'll see what we get. My God, he's done it. Have we done it? Wait, no. Have we done it? Because we're going to overkill him now, and that was the original problem. Yeah, we're going to overkill. So we'd have to do strike, strike, strike. And then we take a bunch of damage because we don't have an apparition here. Or we use our poison potion. And do other things. So if it's not clear why this turn's an issue, the Metallicized, the block here, goes away if we end our turn, and then the Corpse Explosion will kill all the daggers, whereas if we just strike, strike here, the Corpse Explosion is going to trigger, and we won't quite have enough block to deal with, or damage to deal with the back dagger. We'll be short by 8. Could use a potion? I feel okay about it. I think it was probably correct in the end. Okay, but here's a real question. Have we even used Wraith Form yet? Since I think we used it once in Act 1. And this is kind of what I was talking about. We picked it up like maybe halfway through Act 1. And I'm like, you usually want a Wraith Form, but it doesn't do anything for us right now. It's kind of like the demon form that you take. It's like, it's not, it's nice to have it here. It's a comfort blanket, but I cannot honestly say it's been worth the pickup at this point. It's, I don't know. It's nice to have. Probably not a need to have, though. That is true. That is a fair point. I am taking a bunch of damage there. I think I had a bad mismath. What? Alright, whatever. This is the really spooky part of the fight where we don't have the discard mechanics to really deal with anything. So we need to just push damage on to Reptomancer at this point because of these wounds, which is now actively a problem. So you take 8 plus 3, almost have a kill on Reptomancer here, so just dump some cards. Woo! Smiling Mask, nice. Good old Smiling Mask. Yeah. Colon end parentheses mask. Cloak and Dagger. Now, Cloak and Dagger gets interesting. Again, it's not really a good damage card, but it does stack kunai for us. Like a premium kunai stacking card. And currently we only really have one of those. So if we got a second one, maybe we would just never have to play Spooky Ghost form. Imagine the possibilities. If we recall here or not. So we're either going against Nemesis or Giant Head. Choose to smith. Got a Strike Dummy and the Specimen, thanks to one charge off of Matryoshka, and we picked up our Sapphire Key. I think it was in Act 1, or a Darkstone Periapt. That's what it was. I really wish we had like an Orichalcum would make this so much easier. We don't want to defend here. But we will anyway, I guess. Get like a full hand here. Now we can set up something nice. So we can get our Terror down as well as Corpse Explosion and Deadly Poison to start the poison stacking. What am I talking about? Poison stacking. That's like that's the entirety of our poison stacking right there. It's free. Just kidding. We had one more way to stack poison. close to blocking this, aren't we? It would also be nice to exhaust Piercing Wail, because it doesn't really do much for us at all in this fight. So we could try Piercing Wail, dash, and then some Blade Dances. You see where the math checks out here. 27. So this gets us to 14, 15. 15 plus 4. It's not quite enough. I think we're always using Blade Dance. This gets us to 21, 22, 23, 24, 25. We take 2. Okay. So we got 5 turns of intangibility still ready to go, and we're doing okay just on blocking out here. To 35, 36, 37, 39, 38. Three. Or just Apparition and kind of take the L. Yeah, I messed this turn up. So we were supposed to play Apparition this turn. I thought we got closer. I didn't run the numbers. It's my bad. I'm still gonna... so many better uses for this Apparition. Alright, I'm just gonna play those in the wrong order and move on. I think there's better turns for this Apparition, namely when we get our Shiv things going. Or something like this, so we can play Predator and get it out of our hand. It is time. Okay. Now, Fan, every time you play 3 attacks in a single turn, gain 4 block. Like we just have... No, whatever. All right. Fight was a little sloppy. I think there was no need to really take 3 damage somewhere in there. Footwork? Do we even need footwork at this point? Footwork's nice to have. It's not really a need to have. Second Piercing Whale seems really good. Yeah, we'll do Second Piercing Whale. Okay. We're blocking for enough. Yeah, it's a good turn. I wonder if I was ever supposed to not play After Image here. Then we could have done Defend Survivor Predator, gotten Predator out sooner, because now we're missing some damage from Neutralize, which I really don't like. Nice try, my guy. Got him. Healed 2 off of that fight. Another chance at meme blades. Infinite memes. Big knots. Pass on that. Braves. I do see that we have dropped some frames. I don't know if it was recent or not. Hopefully it stabilizes. I have the number of frames in my mind, so I can look over and see if we've dropped any additional ones. We could go for this other elite up here. I don't think we have to be shy in terms of elites. Our defenses are pretty good. Still think Reptomancer is kind of spooky. Please not the big damage. Okay. This is the spooky damage. We're still good on frames. See, this is 9 plus 7. Oh man, our damage is so silly. It's just non-existent. I mean, it's just so slow. This is just one of those silent runs where we haven't been given the tools necessary to, I just say very vaguely, to be successful. I still think we can make it to the end of the run, but it's not the happy place that we'd like to be in. Give me an apparition, please. No? Oh, wait, yes. We got one. It's not the good apparition. Ah. Block for 11. It's not enough. So we can do strike, poison stab, dash to kill this dagger. But it's not quite enough. We could choose to do one of our potions here, like maybe just dig with the skill potion. It does free up a potion slot, which is kind of nice in case we get one here. Skill potion could also just be catalyst, and then we're a little sad. If this changes anything. If you're on 19, I don't think that changes anything. This is kind of brutal. So this is 10 damage. So it looks like we're probably doing a piercing wail here. If we do piercing wail, pretty good. Cloak and dagger, that's 2. And then dash and ouch. It's always this. We can strike dash to kill this one. We only end up blocking for an extra 12, 13, 14, so we go to 25. We're getting hit for 32, 41. Oh, we have ornamental fan too, I guess. Yeah, I don't think we die here. It's just a matter of, like, can I save this duplication potion for something more interesting? Frankly, just better. Can I survive all these wounds? $12 plus 13, 25. Get a 1. I choose to go to 1 HP here, I think. Or 5? 5 HP? With the ornamental fan. It's like 5 HP or duplication potion. I think duplication potion is too important to carry through the rest of the run. Not having weak on the Reptomancer really hurts. Ouch. Oh, really? $15. Nothing. This is the problem. We've got 2 of our 3 apparitions on the bottom 5 cards of the deck. I think we pass here. Okay. Whatever. We proc our lizard tail. These apparitions were so troll. Unbelievable. Oh my god. What are you doing? It's all the wounds. We're screwed. It's like nothing we can do. Are you kidding me? We draw 2 cards. 2 cards. They were good ones. Well, they're okay. They were good ones. Sure. A dupe Wraith form? Dude, I think we need the damage. I don't think we get out of this fight alive if we just dupe Wraith form and pray. Woo! We live. We live. Okay, so here's the real question. How desperate are we for damage at this point in the run? Are we in Venom desperate? That is super, super desperate at this point. We might be Envenom desperate, though. I think we're this desperate. All right. Full heal from Regal Pillow, I think, seems necessary. We could also just choose to upgrade cards. Upgrading cards is good. Envenom, maybe. Choose this button. I don't know. I'm scared. Now, that said, we don't have that many powers. We've got After Image. Wraith Form doesn't really count. And now we have Envenom. So, Bird with Arms hopefully isn't too bad. Beautiful timing on the corpse explosion. We were for sure not guaranteed to get this, so I was willing to drop terror and everything we could to get one of these birds down. But seeing this, that helps. The plan is probably to play Envenom. So if we're playing, I mean, not this turn, but if we're playing Envenom, the Awakened One is going to go to +6 strength, so just a base Piercing Wail should be enough to help us remove the strength, which I'm good with. We'll plan on that. If that's the case, maybe we do Piercing Wail here. This other one. 8. This is +4 block. We'd take 2. Good luck with the bird with arms. Thank you. As soon as we get a few stacks of dexterity here, we'll be all right. I do feel awkward about this Envenom, though. Maybe we don't play it. I'll think about it. So next attack is the multi-attack. We have a fair amount of block in here. Never found Paper Crane. Paper Crane would make this super easy. Okay. I think we choose to take 1 damage here, even though we have the apparition to not do that. The leg sweep is kind of an inefficient block for us as we go into this turn, so not having to apply weakness on this turn, I think it's going to be enough. Yeah. 30... Wait, what is this? 36? Good job, Envenom. It's participating. Envenom is helping. Envenom is actively doing something. Praise be. It is doing something. Finally get rid of Ascender's Bane? What? Okay, this is our Piercing Whale turn. We can get rid of, I don't know, anything we don't want for next turn. Sadly can't quite get a Kunai proc. Actually, unless we were to pull an attack here, maybe that's worth looking for. That's fine. Maybe get rid of this Predator. Hasn't done much for us. Grrr. Spooky. Can do it. Dude, we're up to 8 poison. Where's my catalyst? I called catalyst. It didn't want to be here. This ain't the one. Maybe we're close to like Caliper's territory after 30 minutes and stacking, 9 stacks of dexterity. Tickle them to death. Dude, all I'm saying, be careful of who you make fun of in high school. Look at this. Now, the real question we need to be asking ourselves, who are we hoping for as a boss? I genuinely don't know. I don't know. We got Donu and Deka. I guess that's fine. Is Donu and Deca better? I really don't know. We do have Corpse Explosion, I guess. Do we care about Terror here? We just want to remove the artifact, maybe. And we can Piercing Wail in 2 turns. And the no potions hurts. Alright. 30 damage. Do we ever account for 30? Probably not. We've got 15 plus 7. Oh, we do have After Image as well. We're pretty close. The nice thing about this turn, if we were to use this apparition, is we have Piercing Wail for next turn, and we can get Envenom in play, though we can't do much after that. Get him, Envenom. I believe in you. Okay. So we have to draw this other apparition so I can actually, you know, throw down the Corpse Explosion. It's difficult to get close to a full block in this fight without it. Maybe we could Piercing Wail here. Okay, I think we have to take the hit. I don't know. I guess we could have done it this turn with Apparition. I don't know. This fight's complicated. I didn't know it was going to be there. I did know it was going to be there. We only had 3 cards in the draw pile, so we were guaranteed to get Apparition. Not to, you know, call myself out, but we did know that it was going to be there. All right. Come on, Spooky Ghost form. That actively came out. No. Oh, we didn't lose any dexterity there. I think we gained 1 dex per turn during that. 54 damage. Excuse me. We're there, right? We got it? Oh, baby. Whew. Get me out of here. Please. Okay. Pop up to 30 HP. What do we want to upgrade here? We could choose to upgrade the last apparition at this point. Also Envenom to make it much more playable, as well as just deadly poison. I think are all reasonable. Playing Envenom on 4 energy has been a struggle. I'm going to do it. We're going to go deep. We're going to say Envenom is the win condition. Let's take a look at all the stuff we can't buy with our 24 bucks. Hey, we actually kept all our money. We didn't run into any thieves. I like that. What's the goal on this turn? Is the goal ever to block out, or is it just to use Apparition? Probably just Apparition. Oh. Okay. Not sure if that actually helps us or not. I mean, I know it helps us. It's just, you know. Did we need it? Guess we'll go for this guy. I bet in the end, Terror will be more damage than Deadly Poison. So let's choose to get that down this turn. We do have some attacks coming around, which is what I was looking for, namely Predator, kind of Dash. Nice. Good turn. We both got Wraith Form here as our comfort blanket. And got Corpse Explosion down basically for free. See, this is 3-4 block. 3, 4, 10, 12. Okay. We'll just do this mostly for the kunai proc, I suppose. Choose to take one. We've got Blood Vial anyway, so we're not at the point where we're actually short any HP going into the heart fight. job in Venom. Actually doing things. You love to see it. Alright. That is the fight. Go to the heart fight at full HP. Pick up a boat thing as well. And a bouncing flask? Wait a second. Card still in the game? Or second Blade Dance. No, it's Bouncing Flask. Even unupgraded, we'll take it into the hard fight. Hard roll? Do we roll Terror as well? We care about Terror in this fight? We've got no potions coming into here. I will hang on to Wraith form absolutely forever. I don't care if we never play it. It is my comfort blanket. It is there. It's in the one position. I like it. Keep Terror, it's good. The issue with Terror is it's not really our win condition. It helps a bit. The nicest thing about keeping Terror is that we wouldn't have to draw Terror again. And that's pretty good. We might just go for a Pocket Watch proc for next turn to have a full draw. Might be our only Pocket Watch proc, we'll see. Yep. Okay. $30 damage. It's not so bad. We could play an apparition next turn. So we could do leg sweep, survivor, defend. We do take a fair amount of damage doing this. We gain 8 block here. Go to 16, we take 14 damage this turn, but I think it's our best option. Good job, bronze scales. Good job. Okay. So it's really tempting to throw Poison Stab down here, but we need to remove the artifact from the heart in 2 turns, and we don't currently have a way to do that. The ideal way for us to do that is within Venom, I suppose. In Venom and like a Cloak and Dagger thing with After Image out. But we need to remove the artifact charges so we can Piercing Wail the next multi-attack, and that's how we get through that turn. That's why we are incentivized not to play Poison Stab here, even though stacking poison seems correct. So if we're not stacking poison, and we can't proc Kunai, then you come back to, well, what do we do now? Strike, strike. We could cycle a little more with Dagger Throw, which seems pretty good, allowing us to dump a bulky attack like Predator that we don't really want. Ideally, Dagger Throw is held for the Slimed card now, though, since we went through Survivor already. Maybe Burn, ideally Slimed. But I guess that means we just strike, strike. Or we could Predator here. No. Let's get rid of the strikes. And we draw 4 next turn instead of just 3. Cause the 33 max HP, they got it. It is the Apparitions event. So here are the options kind of for this turn. We can get a kunai stack. It's not the prettiest. Ideally, we would have had After Image in play by now, but we chose not to upgrade After Image, so that's my own fault. We can Dagger Throw away the unupgraded Apparition, so we draw it on a future turn. We can save that card, and then we have Poison Stab, Deadly Poison, and a Piercing Wail for the multi-attack, and we have another Apparition for the big attack. So the next 2 turns are accounted for with what we have in our hand. So if we Dagger Throw away the Apparition, Cloak and Dagger, Shiv, we're back to 0 block. We've gained a Dex charge. We have energy left over. I guess we could Predator if we wanted to take 2 more Beat of Death and just get the card out of our hands. This is kind of the point in the run where things get tricky, because we have things that we want to hang on to forever. It's our comfort blanket in Wraith form, but they're also getting in the way of us actually making progress in the run. Yo. What's the right order here? Probably this. Oh, Fan. I actually forgot about Fan. Okay, well, we still can't play Poison Stab because we don't have a Noxious Fumes, basically. Hey, Timnos. I actually forgot to turn on the beta art for Apparitions up until earlier today. I had seen it before and I knew I wanted to turn it on, but I kept forgetting about it. So here we are. We have the cute Apparition art. At 35 is not a lot. Kind of pains me to use an Apparition like that, but it's okay. It's where we're at. Say we don't care about taking 1 here. The magic number for Wraith form and Apparitions and whatever is 15. So if we Wraith form on the multi-attack turn and don't have any defense in our hand, we still die. So if we were to Poison Stab here, the burn does 1, the heart does 1, we're at 15. So from that point forward, we always have to have a defend or something in our hand, or guarantee we're taking 0 from the multi-attack in Piercing Wail. Pretty sure we can swing just doing Poison Stab here versus blocking 2 damage with Defend. Watch me enough to have an opinion? Oh god. Uh-oh. Here it comes. Here comes the train. Have mercy. Oh god. That could have been anything. Thank you for the follow. Four damage, but 2 is Beat of Death. That is not correct. We have an apparition in play, so both do 1 damage. And we have After Image in play. So after we play Poison Stab, we gain an armor, which is then removed from Beat of Death. I think it's worth the risk to go to 15. I really don't like going to 15, but here we are. I don't know. Is -4. Okay. Still only drawing 4 cards, but we're almost through. Well, we are through all of our apparitions. We have the one that we discarded earlier that could come around for us. We'll see. Got our block card in dash, just in case we need to go Wraith form. And we need to draw more cards. Do not want to have to Wraith form next turn. But we're only drawing 3 cards again. Yeah. That's a problem. So we don't have any weakness down. Again, we're just failing to cycle the deck. A single copy of Concentrate would have gone a long way here. So we can do Wraith form, and then I think we end up. I don't know if we end up losing for sure, but it's pretty not great. Draw 2 cards here. Nice. Okay. Draw 3 cards. Okay. This turn is more interesting. We've got leg sweep for weak. We've got piercing wail for the multi-attack. So there's a chance we make it through the next cycle. I think there's a really good chance. We just go to 0 decks here. And unfortunately, we can't stack any decks this turn. But we can get down a little more poison and some strikes. Beat of Death's on 3. So that's a problem too. I don't know if we get there. We're going to be close in this fight. Maybe we get that really lucky apparition on a 3-card draw here. Oh, baby. Oh. How does he do it? How does he do it? Wait, do we full block this? Let me make sure we don't. I don't think we full block this. Oh, baby. Take 1? No problem. I got no problems with taking 1 damage here. Aw, what a cutie. Now, it's not over, just to be clear. Let's see. This gives us 2 block, we go to 3, and we can't play both shivs. So I guess that means we do something else. Defend? Defend, neutralize? I still don't think we get there. I don't know. It comes down to some luck, I think, on this turn. Because we have to do 170 damage over 2 turns. There's like no way that we do that. I don't think. So we have to hope for, I think, the big attack next turn. Oh, we're on -2 dexterity. I think we just lose. Right? Right? We can go strike, strike, bouncing flask. That's our biggest damage play here. That is 38 plus 9. So we got 30. Well, that's actually, wait, 38 plus 34 plus 9. 81? What are we drawing? Defend, burn? I don't think that's enough. It's just not enough. Yeah, we'd have to... This mystery card here has to be really good. Yeah, with -3 decks, we're kind of screwed. We can make it -2 decks with this Cloak and Dagger and kill ourselves on Beat of Death. Got some draw and backflip next turn. It's something. I mean, if we backflip this turn, it doesn't change our next turn. Better just to throw down the damage, I think. Ouch. Ouch. Okay. So now it's either Bouncing Flask or Cloak and Dagger, and I'm not sure it makes a difference. Like, unless we backflip something else. Like, there's nothing in here that really wins it for us, right? Like, maybe, like, Predator's our biggest attack. We're doing, like, 80-some damage over 2 turns. Means we have to account for 50-some damage from 2 mystery cards. Technically possible with Predator plus, well, maybe something else. In the beta. Thank you very much for the raid, my friend. Hope your runs went fantastic as usual. Huge shout out to Inabeta and his partner in crime, Fats the Cat. Love a good cat, brother. Wait. I got this. I got the hearts too. I am usually off before you, especially during the week, because I have to get up for work and whatnot. But tonight is an exception. Sorry, you came in at the end of like a really interesting nail biter. We are close. I wonder what's more damage though, Cloak and Dagger or Bouncing Flask. So this is going to be 14 plus 2 poison, and we get a Dex proc. 14 damage plus 2 poison, that's 36. How much damage is Cloak versus Flask? So it's pretty close, and that's what I'm figuring out. So Cloak and Dagger gives us a Dex proc, which is kind of whatever. Gives us an Ornamental Fan proc, so we can actually do stuff. Our next turn has Sundial, so we'll have 6 energy next turn to play around and try to get to lethal. It's kind of a matter of how we do that with 3 Beat of Death and minus 3 Dex. Like, we're gonna take damage to play backflip. that's the level we're on. If it's so close. So close. It also allows us to remove an extra card, because we could play Defend as well. Plus extra cards from Stopwatch. We have Runic Pyramid, so the Stopwatch going off is unfortunately irrelevant. Yeah, the dexterity might be relevant, and the extra card draw from playing 2 cards here might also be relevant. I think the damage between Cloak and Dagger and Bouncing Flask is really close. We have Terror down, we have Envenom in play, so we are getting some poison here. It goes to 36 instead of 43. It's relevant. So if it goes to 36 instead of, 36 instead of 43, that's a 7 damage difference, and those are made up from our shivs. But next turn, that would be 6 damage. So it's like plus, isn't it plus 1 damage or something to do Cloak and Dagger? I don't know, man. It's so close. We can always play Bouncing Flask next turn on 6 energy. I think this is the line. Full 5 draw. We got the Predator, 31 damage? Wait a second. Hold up. Hold on. We got 31 plus 19. Hold up. That's some damage. We got numbers, boys. Glory. Oh my goodness. The madman. Dude, that's almost 2.5 hours. That run was ridiculous. We had nothing. We had nothing. There was no damage. That is the hard W. I cannot believe the perfect draw. Notably, the most important thing, the Predator was the 5th card. If we played Bouncing Flask, we did not get Predator. We did not get Predator. Now, we had Backflip, so we could have gotten it. I don't know if the outcome really changed there, honestly, but I'll say it did. I'll say it mattered, because I spent like 20 minutes on that turn. Run history. I don't even know what to say. Look at this deck. If you came in late from in a beta stream, there's nothing to see here. The only thing that really matters, 2 things. Well, 3 things, I guess. Runic Pyramid plus Apparitions. Classic combo. Tough to lose with Runic Pyramid Apparitions. We almost found a way, but we found the W. Also importantly was Kunai. So we got Kunai with an upgraded Blade Dance and an upgraded Cloak and Dagger kind of late in the run. But the Kunai stacking got us through the Bronze Automaton fight in Act 2. And I don't know, it was just all around good. Shout out to my boy Corpse Explosion for helping us through basically every floor fight. All in all, super, super good. Took Bell. What were the other options? It doesn't say. So the second boss relic was almost a skip. I remember, it was Velvet Choker and Busted Crown. Oh yeah, we got Old Coin from Calling Bell too, so that's great. Yeah, it was almost a skip. It was between Calling Bell and skip, and honestly, it was close. If I had known that we were getting an Old Coin from that, I think I would have just skipped it. We got Old Coin and Smiling Mask. So we were talking about, we did a boss relic swap into Ectoplasm. We were kind of talking about the downsides to Ectoplasm earlier on in the run. And I think it's really important to note that on the Silent and Defect, like we talked about earlier, removing of your strikes becomes really difficult. And we didn't find any transform events. We looked. Trust me, we looked. We had an early Juzu bracelet. We were hunting for transform events, but we failed to find them. We did use the strikes to some effect to actually gain kunai procs, but they did not. I'd prefer if they weren't there. We got to 33 cards, and it just would have been better if we didn't have to cycle through our strikes. So that was an issue. And also with Ectoplasm, we're picking up, there's a bunch of gold-based relics in the game. So the downstream effects of Ectoplasm can sometimes yet to be seen. Not gaining gold anymore is one thing, but also negating several elite combats sometime thereafter is also a huge downside. This run also got the Thwack event, so Ectoplasm stopped us from getting 100 gold from Thwack, where I think we got maybe these two, Gambling Chip and Matryoshka, and then we got Old Coin. So we missed 100 gold from Thwack and then 300 from Old Coin, thanks to our boy Ectoplasm, and almost didn't get the W, maybe because of it. We couldn't really do anything with those shops.